in about 2 weeks.
I'd rather tell you in about 2 weeks from now. I can't tell you that, but I'll let you know in about 2 weeks. To the forefront over the next 2 weeks.
We've got the plan largely completed, and we'll be filing it over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
We're going to be having a news conference in about 2 weeks. I will make that decision, I would say, over the next 2 weeks.
And I'll be making a big decision over the next 2 weeks. At some point in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I'm going to be setting the deal.
Over the next 2, 3 weeks. In about 2 weeks.
Please clap.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
You'll be hearing about it a lot more in the next 2 weeks. Maybe in 100 years from now, maybe in 2 weeks. And I went on groceries. It's a very simple word, groceries. Like almost, who uses the word?
There we go. I'm back. There we go. I'm back. How's everyone doing today? Ooh. Nice. Skelly, my man, how you been, man? Missed you. How you been? No work today? My goat. You get to come in here now. What up? Getting through it. Yeah. I saw the GoFundMe. I hope it works out for you, girl. Aloe Shear, welcome back. Rigel, welcome back. How you been, man? My goat. How you been? Lucy, welcome back, girl. How you been? You stayed up too late? Living Lily first. Reina second. What up? Reina, there you are. Long time no see. Skelly, also long time no see. We got some long time no see chatters back in the house. What up? Love you guys. I think that's it. Because I think part of my chat is gone because it looks like the stream crashed, right? Or something happened. I don't know. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on, but welcome back. You played Half Sword yet? No, is it good? You know me and gaming. Let me look it up. It's awesome. Sweet. Let me look it up. All right, man. Thank you. Oh, it just came out. Cool. Is this kind of like that other game that I see a lot of people playing on? Oh my god. What was it called? This does look pretty good. It's like a medieval game, right? Thanks for the best wishes. Yeah, girl. Of course. How much is it? Oh, you can download a demo. Cool. Y'all have to download the demo. Your mouse controls your arms. Ugh. Yeah. I saw Kirsten. Psh. I don't know why I can't say your name. God damn it. Wow, look at this. You can even do fisticuffs. Jesus. Holy shit, dog. Is this German music? Ready to have fun? Yeah, me too. I've been working the last 3 days on this shit. Guys, big news. The Gustx broadcast is going to have its own music. So I've been working on music for this stream, okay? I kind of hinted at it already. Yeah, we're doing our own music, guy. So, and if the music is like really popular, I'll try to like implement it for like a radio station so you guys can listen to it off of stream. But it's like my own music that I've created. It's really more like AI music, but it's really good. What my idea was, right? I want to have like everybody's perfect game for Nintendo Wii. I know, right, dude? That's pretty funny. I want to have like a like it's gonna be mostly instrumental hip hop, vibe coded music. Yeah, it's gonna be very vibe coded, right? Because like obviously it's not gonna have like a ton of lyrics and stuff. Because A, I can't rap, and B, like I don't sing, and like I'd have to get somebody to do it. But it's like kind of like what we hear in the background already, right? It's supposed to create like a certain kind of vibe. DJ Gustx, damn right. And my idea is that I'm going to take like especially for the patrons, you, Skelly, a few other people, right? But I'm going to take like different inspiration from people, from chatters around the world as well. So yeah, I'm going to mix German. What are some German musics? I don't even know, man. With like instrumental hip hop. And I'm going to mix like, who else? Let's see. Reina, like I don't know, what would be some music from Mexico? Lucy, you're from Argentina, right? So like tango, right? Yeah, Pokemon level from the original Smash Bros. Yeah, stuff like that. German hip hop. Yeah, I'm gonna try to like take stuff from other countries and add it to like the stream, but like in my own way. Does that make sense? That was like what I thought would be really cool, to kind of celebrate the diversity here and to like have it please not aggro Berlin. No, nothing that. It's got to be like vibe, right? It has to be very vibe coded because it's chill. because like obviously I'm gonna be talking over it, right? We can't be like having right, like you know that fucking like you know that fucking part of it's like the funniest thing. Somebody said it to me the other day. Or what was it? McFiston, right? McFiston. This, right? This, look. I mean, it's badass, right? Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Season 2. This one. Like, I turned it into a clip. That's how funny it was to me. But I'm not having that in the background. It'd be impossible, dude. I couldn't talk over that. You couldn't even listen to me talk over this. Could you imagine me trying to fucking comment the news over this track? Jesus. Right? Isn't that funny as hell? Like, that always makes me laugh. It's just like, it's like when we watched that Chilean, she was from like Miss Universe, right? Do the death metal thing, and I was just like, wow, you don't expect that out of her. Oh no, do this one.
Turby dirt and turby dirt, running for good, earth surf dirt, turby dirt and turby dirt, the bird dirt.
This is amazing. Derby, Durban, Durban.
Turn hers, girls, turby dirt, and turby dirt, and let's drift on hers. Turby dirt,
I'm crying, dude.
Turby dirt, and turby dirt, running for good, and earth surf dirt, turby dirt, and turby dirt, turby dirt, and far, but the future.
Yep.
Turby Durden, Australia, Kirk. Turby Durden, gonna curd the frame. Turby Durden, farts for Thugger, Sparl. Turby Durden, gonna Ursnum, yeah. Turby Durden, running for government, Earth, Surf, Dog, Turby.
Damn, I'm gonna have this stuck in my head.
You're kinda burnt on Turby Durden. Turby Durden, Turby Durden, Turby Durby, 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 on Turby Durden. Turby Durden, Turby Durden.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. What? What? Okay, I have to say that. Remember, we had like a really cool playlist, and it got deleted because our channel got struck because of all the music we played. Well, that was fun. Bye, guys. Derby Durden. God damn it. Derby. I know. Well, I think that is like a South Dakotan accent, or like that area. That's the funny part. I don't know enough about South Dakota. Sorry, guys. All right. I think we'll start off with this. Where is it? Playlists. Here we go. Raina found us an interview with Hunter Biden, who's been making his rounds on the news apparently because there's an unaired interview with him and Nick Fuentes. The only person I know from South Dakota played professional cello and opened for Don Henley and the Eagles. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know shit about South Dakota, dude. I'm not even gonna comment, but I know like they have a very unique accent, right? I think isn't Christy Noem from South Dakota? And she has like, oh, don't you know, kind of like it almost sounds kind of Canadian, but that's kind of an insult to Canadians. Am I missing part of the chat? Did Raina say something? Oh yeah, I've had an 8-minute interview from Australia with the Iranian professor where they take a huge L. I share the link later with Peter when Peter shows up. But yeah, please do. Peter's probably asleep. Sometimes the notifications don't go out either, which is like crazy.
All right, here we go. Today we have Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden, guys. Let's fucking go. Am I right? Although they should have gotten it because there's 2 notifications because the stream crashed. Let's see.
Hey, Gus. I have been spending my whole week lighting fires and fanning the smoke in a southerly direction. Thank God the strait of prevailing westerlies have been open. The USA tried to blockade the strait, but they are such low T that they can't stop it. BTW, if you want to support Smokefest 26, please subscribe to Comcast.
For real, dude. Canada ruined my fucking nice day at the fucking, God, it was so smoky. I was like, well, let's just do this some other day. Guys, it was like yellow out, okay? It was like yellow. The sky was yellow. It was crazy. I was like, what? And people were telling me, yeah, you don't want to be breathing this, so stay indoors. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay. Oh. No, I'm here. I'm just cleaning my house and listening type of Saturday. No, I get it. I get it. Kyle was complaining about it too, the smoke in Virginia. Yeah, no. We'll listen to that too, but let's watch this shit.
Biden, son of former President Joe Biden. Hunter has been in the center of major political and legal controversies involving his foreign business dealings, addiction struggles, and high-profile criminal cases. He's also been a constant target of Donald Trump and his political attacks.
Lightning caused 2 fires within 50 miles of me yesterday, but I think they got it under control. Did you hear what Trump did to Idaho? He did like Bear Escalante's. He took 90% of it to private hands, essentially. like two huge like Idaho. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I know. It was crazy. I was like, whoa, Skelly would be like, the fuck? It was 2 huge like national parks have been like stripped to like not even just like 50% or 20%. He did 90 to 91%. of the fucking national park is no longer protected. Yeah, that was a disgusting move. Remember that? Yeah, we covered it. And he was suing us for not giving us the voter information. Yeah, good. I'm glad at least you didn't do that. Idaho, am I right? God.
Hunter, welcome to Vlad TV.
Thanks for having me, man.
We're actually in South Africa right now.
Yeah, my wife is South African, so we're here spending some time with her family.
Very cool. Well, first off,
Shit. So I didn't know that. That's crazy.
let's start at the very beginning. So you were born in 1970,
Yes.
and you're born in Wilmington, Delaware, and the second son of Joe and Nelia Biden.
Yes. Yep.
That makes us a liberal blue state, according to Trump. Of course it does.
Well, you're growing up in this family, and your dad is elected as a U.S. Senator when you were 2 years old.
Exactly.
But shortly afterwards was the biggest catastrophe of your life.
Yeah.
Talk about what happened.
In 1972, my dad was elected to the United States Senate. He was only 29 years old.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
in between the time that he was elected and he was being sworn in, my mom, my brother, myself, and my younger sister were in a car, in a station wagon. We were Christmas tree shopping. My dad had gone down to D.C. to hire staff and check out his office, and a tractor trailer broadsided us and killed my sister, my mom, and trapped my brother and I in the car for a while. He was severely injured, and so was I. And we spent a lot of time in the hospital after that.
Oh.
And then we regrouped, and you know, my family surrounded me, my brother, the whole state of Delaware did in many ways. And the truth of the matter is that time of my life, I don't know if I have what are real memories or memories that have been kind of imprinted in my mind by virtue of all the stories that I've been told over and over again.
Well, the accident was horrific. Your mom and, like you said, your younger sister were killed in the car accident. Your sister was like 1 year old?
Yeah, just a little over 1 year old, about 14 months.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So your brother,
You didn't know about
had a
that,
broken
Lucy?
leg.
Yeah, no, I mean, like the Bidens have a really tragic story. It's really depressing. It's fucked.
And other injuries. You actually had a skull fracture.
Yeah, I understood why he smoked crack. Yeah, I would too after that shit. That's fucking depression. Don't we have a gloggy depression emote? Everyone's spam gloggy depression in chat.
Yeah, I had a
Although some people think it's like gloggy noir, and it's like it's not really meant to be. It's supposed to him be looking through a window, right? Like looking through a window, getting that No, that's not it. That's Cash, Valhalla Cash, but still, that's pretty depressing too.
a brain injury and skull fracture, and my brother was in traction for an extended period of time, and basically in a body cast for a long time. He was just about 4, and I was just about 3. My brother and I a year and a day apart.
You said you remember waking up in the hospital with your brother there next to you?
I do. I have a distinct memory of that, but again, I've learned since that I think only about some very, very small percentage of people actually have any real memories before the age of 5 or 7. But
Makes sense.
but a small percentage, I think 12, 15% of people do have those memories. What I know is that whether they're
Remember
actual-
when MGT showed nudes of Hunter and the ladies in the U.S. House of... Yeah, I do.
memories or whether the stories that have been told over and over again, they feel like memories to me.
Okay, so you guys get through this horrific accident.
I remember when I first came into
And
subconsciousness.
In 1977, when you were 7 years old, Joe Biden remarries Jill.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Do you remember how it felt to have Jill as a stepmom during that time?
Yeah. Well, in between that time, what happened was that my my aunt moved into our house. My uncle converted the garage into an apartment. We spent almost. I saw my grandparents on my dad's side almost every day. And our whole family surrounded us. I mean, the truth of the matter is that while it was the most traumatic experience of my life, there was an enormous outpouring of love. And then my mom, my mom, came into our lives and was just a continuation of that. Bo and I became attached to her almost immediately, and I've never considered her my quote unquote stepmom. And I know people say that almost out of respect by virtue of the way those relationships work, but she's been my mom since we got married. And I say we got married because my brother and I we bullied her into it a little bit, I think. Yeah.
Well, as you're getting older, when you're getting to 12, 13, preteen age, did you talk to your dad about the accident and losing your mom and your sister and so forth, and how he felt and what he went through?
Yeah, and it was always a open topic for conversation. And the conversation isn't the right word. We constantly, and still to this day, talk about my mom and my sister. And they're not only honored and treasured by their memory, but they're a living part of every experience that we have.
I guess a tragic story can be a reason for drug abuse, but not a reason for financial or political crimes. Well, yeah, because here's the thing, right? Drug abuse is not necessarily a problem. It's an internal thing, right? If you abuse drugs, it's because you're trying to fill a void that you don't have, right? That's like missing. You're trying to feel something. You're trying to depress a feeling, right? There are uppers and then there's downers, right? Right? Why do people take like hallucinogens, right? Why do people drink alcohol, right? People think alcohol makes them, like, it suppresses your inhibitions, right? It's a suppressant. I could see like something like this being really traumatic for somebody, especially back in the 70s, right? See, here's the thing is that like mental health is not prioritized at all. And not only that, but in the 70s, like this didn't even really exist, right? Like it was starting to, but it wasn't at all like a priority, right? I would say up until like 1999, 96, right? Like the idea of like going to therapy was like, whoa, right? So if you basically grew up before then, right? If you came of age before then, yeah. And even then, I would say in most parts of the country, it was not a thing, right? Like I'm gonna Like, I'm just saying in Massachusetts, maybe I think I remember like hearing about like therapy and stuff all the time, like growing up, but like I can't imagine like in Idaho or some really conservative state, people like prioritizing mental health, especially back then, right? Now it's becoming more of a norm, right? But even then, we have a long ways to go, guys. Just legally spoken, not emotionally. Yeah, well,
including with my mom now. And so it's every part of their memory is been, you know, a deep part of our life.
Okay, so as you get into high school, you start experimenting with drinking. You said you actually fell in love with alcohol during this time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I fell in love with as much as I, you know, one of the things that I think that people that aren't addicts or alcoholics, I don't really find a distinction between the two things, the two labels, is that alcohol was an answer.
I agree.
It answered the question of, will I always feel this way? Will I always have this social anxiety? Will I always feel alone in a crowd? Will I always feel like I am too nervous or scared to
Hey,
get up?
Ducky, there you are, girl. How you been? I was wondering where you went. I was like,
Ask the girl to dance.
how you been? Good to see you.
And those are some of the trivial things that hole or that sense of lacking that alcohol or
Hunter's my new favorite ship poster. I mean, dude, girl, hence why we're watching this, right?
You know, whatever the drug of choice may be, you know, fills. It works, and it works until it stops working.
Okay, during this time in high school, was it just alcohol, or did you smoke weed, do other drugs?
No, the one drug I could never do. I mean, I literally have done every drug that you can possibly imagine. I don't think there's a drug that you can imagine that I haven't
Giga Chad
done. But
Jesus.
The truth of the matter is that
I've done
weed
every
always
drug,
put
guys.
me into a comatose state. So I kept trying. I tried over and over again, but I couldn't. But no, it was mainly alcohol. I experimented with cocaine, I think, when I was, you know, about 18 years old, and I dabbled in that a little bit, but it was mainly alcohol.
Okay, so you graduate high school. Were you like a straight A student, or were you kind of in the middle?
No, I did well. I did well. I did well enough to. I got into Georgetown. I played football. Was serious about that, and I did well on my SATs. And yeah, actually, you know what? I got the same exact score on my SATs as you did. I think I watched your interview with a 1290.
I did well on my SATs, chat.
We both got a 1290 on our SATs.
Yeah, we
okay.
both got a 1290.
I'm as smart as
Yeah.
Hunter Biden. Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, a score like that will pretty much get you into most high-end universities, along with good grades. So now you're going to Georgetown. And look, I went to UC Berkeley, and I know first time on your own, you got the frats, you got everyone that's not living with their parents anymore, the drinking, the partying. Gets crazy freshman, sophomore year. Were you part of that?
Oh yeah. We didn't have frats at Georgetown, but it was Georgetown is a big drinking school at that time, and so just a lot of drinking, and you know, you're exactly right. It's that, you know, you kind of let loose your freshman year, and you know, but still, it was it was contained. It did not become a problem for me in college.
Okay, so you graduated college, and then you had your first child, your daughter Naomi.
Well, after college, I did a thing called the Jesuit Volunteer Corps. And the Jesuit Volunteer Corps is like the best way to describe it is like a domestic Peace Corps. And you live with other volunteers, and you make $80 a month, and you
I've never heard of
your
this.
money and to buy groceries. And I lived with 7 other volunteers in a house in Northeast Portland. I ran a emergency service shelter, emergency services community center in the basement of a church, which was just me, literally in the basement of the church, and people in the community that couldn't get their lights or their utilities back on in the middle of winter, or families that didn't have enough food that week, and I would advocate for them. And I did that. I met my first wife, and shortly after we had Naomi, and I started law school.
Right. So you're 23 years old, you have a child and a wife, and you go to Yale Law School.
Yeah, well, I started with, I didn't get into Yale at first try. And so I started at Georgetown, and in that first year I had Naomi, and I did really well. And I applied to transfer, and I got into Yale as a transfer student for the final 2 years. So I graduated from Yale Law in 96.
Okay, so 1996, you're 26 years old, you have a Yale law degree, so you can pretty much do whatever you want.
Yep.
You would think. Has anyone ever seen like somebody burning their Harvard law degree, like on the internet? Hold on. Jesus. Crazy. But it's Yale, I know, right? And, and to be fair, you do get a lot more access to places, right? But the thing is that a law degree isn't as powerful as it used to be, right? So yeah. Jesus. And do I think like millions of people are doing this, or thousands? Probably not. But still, right? It's kind of funny. Yeah, no, I mean, guys, a law degree isn't exactly what it used to be. Hence why, like, I really wanted to go to law school, and I would have, like, I did all the preparation, and I took the LSAT and everything. And then I like, remember, there was, like, a few moments that I was just like, ooh, yeah, I don't know if this is exactly what I want, because I used to work at, like, a place, at a bar, and there were like 2 lawyers in there who worked at the bar because they didn't make enough money being lawyers. I was like, the fuck? And where did you go to school? And they told me, and I was just like, a little bit different. I know they go hand in hand, but they're not exactly the same, guys. So.
And your dad is a senator.
Yep.
So that puts even more prestige on your entering the workforce. Now, you joined MBNA, which is a major credit card company.
Yeah.
Now, MBNA was also a major donor to your dad's Senate campaigns.
Yep.
So, did that play a role in you getting a job there?
In Germany, there was a time that parliament had 90% of delegates that had a law degree. Yeah, why do you think that is? It's not because they make great politicians. It's because they got nowhere else to go. They don't make enough, right? So this is what I mean. Like, the more you start to unravel this stuff, the more you're like, yeah, do you really want to do this? Like, you have to really love the law, right? And I just don't. Like, I cite it and I know Supreme Court cases and stuff, but I just don't like that crap. Showing up to court and all that crap. Ugh, fuck that. Right? I like the analytical aspects, the like kind of scientific, trying to make science of stuff that is political, right? That's why I do it. But, you know, it's why I like doing these kind of like streams and stuff. But yeah, no. Absolutely, it helped. Yeah. I don't know.
No. MBNA was
I'd like to hear some of your like stories, chat, if you have any.
the largest employer.
Like, do you have any friends that are like lawyers and they're working at like a fucking McDonald's or Starbucks or even worse, like a bar, right? Well, that's actually probably the better of the three options, but there you go, right? Because here's the thing, they're also very expensive, right? And the reason I say that's like you're getting yourself a couple $100,000 into debt, especially if you go to a top tier school, right? Like I toured Harvard Law and all that stuff, so yeah, that's an expensive fucking school, but
in the state of Delaware. I could have gone to work for anyone. I could have gone to work at Goldman Sachs. I could have gone to work at any law firm in the country. I had offers from at least 5 different major law.
Yeah, that's another aspect. And I will say this like, you have to want to work for Goldman Sachs. Do I look like I want to fucking work for Goldman Sachs? Oh, hell no, right?
Oh, hell no! Hell no!
I gotta add that one to the soundboard.
Law firms. And at that time in 1996, a lot of my classmates at Yale were going into banking, and they were not.
That's like the last thing I want to do, right? Become a fucking world banker.
Going in directly.
In other countries, you don't make that much debt dip to get a degree. Yeah, exactly. But still, right? Like, the reason 90% of them have, it's because there's just not that much you can do with the law degree besides being a lawyer, right? So it does give you like a good framework to like analyze stuff, right? And if you take the LSATs, you kind of get the idea of how it is to be like a lawyer in terms of like what you have to do, right? Like, I took the LSATs and I got a pretty good score, but like there's a lot of like in law, right? They care a lot about like words, right? Which is good because words do matter, right? But I notice like that the average person just doesn't understand certain words, right? Like, if I were to tell you what the word sometimes means,